Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Q1FY27 earnings call of Exato Technologies Ltd. We sincerely thank you for joining us today. During today's call, the management will discuss the company's operational and financial performance for the first quarter of FY27, followed by an update on key business developments, strategic priorities, and the outlook ahead. This will be followed by an interactive Q&A session. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone that certain statements made during this call may be forward looking in nature. These statements are based on the management's current expectations and assumptions. Participants are advised not to place undue reliance on these forward looking statements. Please also note that this conference call is being recorded for compliance purposes. Representing Exeter today, we have with us Mr. Apurva Sinha, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Gopinath Belur, Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Muralidharan, Chief AI Officer, Mr. Dinesh, President, Revenue, Marketing and Strategic Alliances, Ms. Geeta Jain, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer. I now invite the management team to deliver their opening remarks. Following their address, we will open the floor for the Q&A session. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Siddhi. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. And before we start this call, I would like to introduce the team here. So, I have on this call Gopinath Belur. He is our Chief Operating Officer. Then I have Mr. Murli Menon also. Murli has joined us recently as a Chief AI Officer. In fact, he was CTO at TCS, so he joined some 2 months back. We'll talk about his journey and also the contribution. Then you might have met Dinesh earlier on this call. So Dinesh is our head of marketing and also global business development. Then I have Ms. Geeta Jain also on this call, who is a company secretary. So with this, let me start the presentation. And FinPortal team, if you can present it on the screen. Okay, Dinesh, yeah. So if you can bring the first slide, Dinesh. Yeah. Okay. So before we go through the slide, I would like to thank everyone for joining us. And I'm very pleased to share that we have started our FY27 on a very strong note, delivering a healthy growth on the margin side, as well as a stable revenue. And while we talk about numbers in detail, but the figures the healthy margins has been contributed by a decent international growth, which we are expecting and we are eyeing very closely. We will talk about our business development activities also in subsequent discussion. But the highlight of the matter is, yes, this quarter we have posted a very good growth with respect to the comparable quarter. Go to the first slide, Dinesh.
1 second.
Or you want FinPortal team to run it if you are facing any challenge?
I'll just do it right away. It's there. Just 1 second. Actually, it's a Zoom, so that's why it's taking some time.
So till the time Dinesh presents the slide, let me give you some narrative, some thoughts from my side. We completed a decade. We are now 10 plus year old organization. And over last few years, the base which we have built and post listing, the scale up plan which we had, we are right on track. In fact, we are expecting a better growth. And Q1 is a testimony of that. The way we have grown in Q1 and the way we have set up the foundation layer for subsequent quarters. So Dinesh, if you can move to the next slide. Okay, so for those who has been joining for the first time, a short introduction about Exato once again. So we are a Noida headquartered company built around AI, cloud, and customer experience. We have 150 plus clients, 100 plus engineers, 140 plus team strength. In fact, we have been serving almost all the industry verticals. We are serving 10 plus countries. The customer retention is very, very good. And we have already 150,000 agents enabled. Now, the highlight of this matter from previous call to this call is we have added further 60 CR or even more in our order book. If you recall the earlier presentation, which happened for the last quarter, which was Q4. So the order book was 600 CR. Now we are showcasing order book of 660 CR. So there is a further 60 CR of new orders, which new customers which we onboarded, primarily international customers. So we can talk about more in subsequent slides. But yes, our order book has been growing at a very rapid pace. Go to the next slide. Just a brief introduction about board of directors. So I'm the founding chairman. Swati manages operations HR for us. She's again a board of director. Abhijit is a lawyer and manages the legal part of the business. He looks after the legal aspect of the business. Next slide. We are very honored and pleased to share that we got Dr. Milind Godbole as one of the non-executive, non-independent director. The appointment of Mr. Godbole was primarily to target international market. He comes from an extensive experience in our CX and BPO industry. So he scaled the GAP's BPO from 12 million to 230 million in revenue in 10 years. So we will be learning from his experience, working with him in terms of formulating our strategy, also taking his help in terms of execution. So this is a great addition apart from the management leadership team which we have. And Dr. Omkar Rai and Vijay Tyagi, sir, they have been our independent directors. Move to the next slide. This is the leadership team. Gopi is on this call. He's our Chief Operating Officer, again, a veteran in CX and AI space, 30 plus years of experience. Naveen, who is our Chief Revenue Officer, he is not on this call because he's currently in US time zone. So he's traveling to US for some important opportunities, some closures. So he's there in US time zone. We got Mr. Murli on this call. So Murli is ex-CTO of TCS, wherein he led this TCS CX and infrastructure vertical for around 22 years, and he scaled from 0 to 2.5 billion. So we are very glad and honored to have Murli on board and working with him how we can make Exato a true digital native company, AI as a service, CX as a service company. Then we got Dinesh. Dinesh is heading our marketing. Dinesh joins us from Oracle. We have Hassan and from as our CFO and Ms. Geeta Jain as our company secretary. Next slide. So strategic leadership addition, which happened very recently over last 2-3 months. So Alok Bohra joins us from NICE itself, wherein he was leading channel alliances for NICE. So NICE is a very key part of our business, and Alok comes with a very extensive experience. I think he spent some 6-8 years plus in NICE. Now with Alok, our idea is how we can strengthen our presence in this part of the market, which is primarily the APAC market. And Alok also has a very strong agentic AI experience. So with this leadership addition, idea is how we can expand more in the region. Then the second gentleman which we got added is the person who is leading our AI infrastructure vertical, Mr. Kailash Seturaman. Again, Kailash comes with 25 years of experience, wherein he has a much longer stint at TCS, and then his last stint was with Teleperformance. So this is very unique combination, wherein he comes from a BPO industry and as well as the large global system integrator like TCS, and he has a good knowledge and knack on AI infrastructure. So we are working with him in terms of scaling the infrastructure business. And then Mr. Paresh Sheth, who joins us as an advisor again for this infrastructure vertical. So Paresh comes with very strong customer connect, not only in India, but globally also. And with Paresh and Murli and Kailash, idea is how we can scale this global AI infrastructure vertical, which is the new vertical for us. Go to next slide. So Gopi, would you like to talk about core business offerings?
Yes, thanks, Apur. So while we continue to fine tune our business offerings, CX and analytics is our growth engine. I mean, it's been contributing to a lot of our success. That's how we enter into the market. Customer experience as a service is a word coined by Exato, and we are leveraging that to customer benefit in expanding our portfolio. So we run through CX analytics in terms of contact center solutions and managed services as an offering, right? So it's not a project-led solution. It's a managed services entire ecosystem in terms of what is the front-end activation, what is the middle layer, that we operate on, how we enhance our workforce management capabilities, as well as interaction analytics platform combined together as a service that we provide to the customer. It's a 360-degree view that we will analyze, right? So that's the intent that we are growing under the CX analytics umbrella. Along that line, as a cross-sell, upsell opportunity, we have unified communications and AI infrastructure opportunities and ERP for integrating and transformation projects. So these are all evolving under the CX analytics umbrella for us. One core strong offering that we have built, and then we are driving on top of it, right? So likewise, in the Exato IQ is proprietary to us in terms of identifying the solution gap of the OEMs, and we leverage that to deploy a integrated solution which can communicate. When two systems has to communicate, we see a gap, and then we build our solution there, unique solution there, and then we cross-sell, upsell with across our customer ecosystem. So that's the overall CX offering that we have built in over a period of time, and then it is evolving to help us in cross-sell, upsell, and improvise our margins as we go along. So this is the strength that we are carrying, and we want to run this into other geographies now. So we, as Apoorv was saying, Naveen is in the US, so we are expanding into the US in a big time. So far, we have done US business by sitting out of here, but now we have a local presence to drive the CX and analytics offerings, along with our AI infrastructure, cloud ERP, and Exato IQ offerings connected together. So our growth is driven by the CX analytics, and we'll continue to take this offering and make it pretty strong, which is acceptable in the customer addressable market. So that's how we are growing. So to double click on AI infrastructure, maybe Dinesh, we can move to the next slide. I would call upon Murli, if you can expand into this layer.
Yeah, thanks, Gopi. As Gopi had rightly pointed out to our very unique portfolio of front office solutions, which is the CX and the enterprise AI, and the middle office solutions, which caters the middle office, and also the back office solutions, which is the ERP and the P&L focused solutions. It's quite natural that the underlying infrastructure foundation also need to be addressed, as asked by many of our customers. Therefore, we have invested significantly in the last 2 months on building an AI-ready infrastructure practice. And this comprises of private AI solutions, where the AI solution itself is focused upon and with LLMs, and bundled with a single envelope infrastructure, as we call this LLM in a box. And it's not only these applications and solutions we address, we also address the adjacent networking part of it with high speed and secure networks with both macro and micro segmentation for security. And also this addresses, once the production AI is in place, this also addresses the full stack observability of the system, whether it's working in par with the performance. And last but not the least, it also addresses the secure infrastructure needed to address the single envelope concept. So this investment is very, very critical for us, for our customers, because it nicely encompasses all our AI solutions, our CX solutions, and delivers a single envelope solution to our customers. So this is one of the significant investments we have made. And also this also forms a part of the key go-to-market in the next 3 to 4 quarters. With that, I would like to hand it back to Apoorv to take it to the next level.
Again, our marquee clients, so we have demonstrated this, but some of you who are new on this call, so we have added a couple of new logos which you see, and there is more announcement which is coming. So we are signing some very important margin-heavy deals with some of the large BPOs. And in terms of our existing clientele, we are going and doing a lot of farming and hunting, where we are getting repeat business with the top banks. Again, a BPO remains a sweet spot for us. Like I mentioned, so we got our sales head, chief revenue officer camping in the US. Idea is how we can create a BPO GTM. So how we can work with all these IT, ITS, and BPOs in terms of giving them the CX as a service and AI as a service, because they are more process oriented, and they believe in giving manpower. But in terms of technology provider, they are looking at a partner like us. So that is the reason we got some new logos also. These new logos, as well as the existing account expansion, has helped us in terms of better profitability during Q1 of FY27. Now, in terms of ITES and media and telecom and other customers, so there's going to be significant traction as we expand our AI infrastructure LOB. Now we have a complete bouquet wherein we can look at the complete enterprise as well as government market, government business. So we are reaching out to all the key customers, and again the connects which Murli and Paresh has. This is giving us the top leadership connect with these customers, wherein we are going and presenting our solution offering and what value add we can deliver with respect to AI stack. In terms of technology partnership, NICE remains the biggest part of our revenue contributor. Mitel, we have upgraded our partnership. Now we are the platinum partner, so they awarded us with platinum partnership, which is the highest category of partnership in APAC. Again, Aquamatica, we have also upgraded from a premier partner to a gold partner. So both Mitel and Aquamatica, we are expecting good opportunities. Obviously, there is a bulk of opportunities and current order book heavily loaded on NICE. HPE was a very significant addition to our partnership, wherein we got leadership connect with HPE, and now we have a complete bouquet of offering when we talk about the AI stack. It is not only limited to the software part of it or LLM part of it, but it is also how we are integrating that with the infrastructure heavy hardware part. And then our AWS, we have signed a partnership with AWS also. On cybersecurity side, we do have a partnership signed with Fortinet, and again a US-based AI company called Amplify.ai. So we are partnering with them, wherein they have a niche solution offering which can get combined with current offering, and this is a services-heavy partnership. So we are partnered with them as well in terms of taking this to market. Next slide. Okay, so sectors we serve, this is we discussed earlier also. So in almost all the sectors we are there through direct or through our BPO partnerships. So banking and financial services is our second largest vertical. BPO and ITITS is the biggest contributor. Healthcare, a part of BPO, is again the third largest contributor. Telecom, manufacturing, and retail are the other contributors. But our focus is again going to be majorly on ITITS, BPO, healthcare, and banking and financial services. With AI infrastructure, we do have a significant play for other verticals. And like I mentioned, that although we purposely did not wanted to do much on the government side, but if we are getting some strong support from HPE side, so we are looking at data center deals. The idea is again to venture into those things, and can we create a model wherein we can create an appliance model wherein we can provide our LLM and SLM along with the hardware, and then we can position this to our customer. So that is also a significant play which we are eyeing. Go to next slide. So in terms of our strategic growth roadmap, see, this plan was very clearly identified from before we went for BSE listing. So the idea of this listing was to establish credibility, and obviously the kind of funding which we generated, we wanted to expand big in international market, and now that has started paying result. So the reason you see expansion of order book from 600 CR to 660 CR. So we added iCore BPO as a new logo. So that itself has added close to 65 CR of new business. Apart from this, we are getting significant expansion from our current customers like Taskus and Diligenta. So all this is helping. Now, what we have realized is we are also working on a marquee deal with a couple of large BPOs, which I would like to name. Probably once the deal is closed. So what we have realized is all these BPOs, they need a partner like us primarily who is working on a hybrid model. So sales engine in US and delivery from India. So we have already built our 24/7 delivery team. So this international expansion is supporting us with heavy margins, and definitely this is also going to contribute on top line perspective. So we are going to invest heavily in this. We are going to add more manpower, but currently as a plan of keep going and keep expanding. So Naveen, who is our chief revenue officer, has taken a plunge. He is staying there in US for a couple of months, and then we will add also adding manpower. So coming back to the point, international expansion is go to market is quite key, which we are eyeing on AI as a service and CX as a service perspective. Now, integrated enterprise solution, we do have our own cloud ERP partnership. We do have our contact center offering, and we do have our own AI infrastructure business partnership, which we established. So we are the idea is how we can create an integrated solution offering and give it to existing customer and also explore the new customer base. So that is already underway, and we are seeing this integrated services as those managed services good traction with customer, where customer are preferring that they should rely on one partner who can bring end-to-end entire stack, which is AI enabled. And that is where we are seeing good opportunities. Although we are only seeing good traction, the business development is still in progress. But yes, the response is really good. Now, the third part is AI-led innovation and platform expansion. So I keep talking about this. We do have a inclination towards our own product journey. The thought process is very clear that we should develop something of our own, and we have taken some good steps. So we, in fact, we got although the platform readiness should we were expecting to happen by March 27, but we got some we are on verge of signing some agreement with with BPOs who are ready to give us an opportunity and give us some deals on our own platform, which we will again subsequent announce in coming months. But yes, we are on verge of closing some deals, which will probably happen in this month itself. So this is in terms of our strategic roadmap: expand in international market, do sell more there, expand from a solution portfolio, which will have an entire stack in India as well as international market, and how we can do more and more on our own IP side. Okay, so in terms of industry outlook, if you look at CX as a service and AI as a service, so the combination shows a very good growth, almost 35 to 40%, which is the market which we are eyeing. One very important value point here is our existing customer base is giving us a lot of good connect in international markets. So far, we were working with them, although we were doing multi-million-dollar deal, but deal was primarily done from India. Now, this is the one thing which we want to change, because the global pricing is has a lot of meat. It has top line, better top line, bigger top line, as well as bigger bottom line also. So this is where we are working in international market. Cloud ERP again is growing close to 20% CAGR. So on this side also, we are making some good investments. We have hired people, hired sales team, and we have also given additional responsibility to the international sales team in terms of scaling this business. We have built a good pipeline on cloud ERP. We expect that some good closure should happen this quarter and subsequent quarters. In terms of UI, unified communication and AI infrastructure, so unified communication has been a steady vertical. We have added some new logos like Kotak Life Insurance and Kotak Mutual Fund. In terms of AI infrastructure, this is a newly formed line of business. So, like I said, that we got some strong leadership on board. People like Kailash Seturaman and Paresh Seth, along with Murli, who built this practice in TCS, are now with us. So the idea is how we can leverage their knowledge, expertise, and connections, and how we can take it to market. So a lot of pipeline building, business development is happening, which we see decent growth in coming quarters. Dinesh, would you like to take on this?
Sure, Apur. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. I would like to briefly share the impact of two important NICE events for Exato in last quarter, Q1. The first is the NICE World 2026 in Orlando, Florida, which was a significant event for us. Our US team, followed by our CRO Navi and Head of Solution Piyush, they represent Exato, and we participated as quantum sponsor with a dedicated booth there. If we look at an engagement standpoint, we had strong engagement with 412 visitors, unique visitors, with 196 unique accounts. More importantly, the post-event, we engaged with 30 plus customers for deeper CX assessments and agentic AI roadmap discussions. Normally, what happens after events, it fizzles out, but these conversations are still active. Our BD team are still working on it, and we continue to work with these customers on potential opportunities. The next event is the NICE AI CX Masterclass in Batam, which happened in Indonesia, which brought together CX technology leaders to discuss the future of AI-powered customer experience and agentic AI. It also gave us valuable insights and an opportunity to position Exato's capabilities across CX, AI, automation, and enterprise integration. Overall, these engagements have generated strong qualified traction for us with multiple active customer conversations and a healthy set of future opportunities on which our team is already working on it. We are running campaign on this. We are running a LinkedIn campaign, account-based campaign. We are getting leads out of these, so it's working really nice. The key takeaway is that agentic AI is moving beyond discussions, and the customers they are actively exploring how to apply it to their CX transformation journey. So our focus is now to convert these tractions into deeper engagements, qualified opportunities, and measurable business outcomes. So that's it. Over to you, Pur.
Thanks, Dinesh. We can go to next slide. Okay, so this is the financial snapshot. So as we keep talking about the most important part of any discussion is the financial number. So if you see, we have posted year-on-year growth of 50% on the revenue side, which is a quite significant growth. And obviously, our ARR has also had a strong contribution. In terms of EBITDA, the growth is close to 82%. In terms of EBITDA margin, if you see that there is again a significant growth. In terms of PBT, the year-on-year growth is 102%, and in terms of PAT, the year-on-year growth is 104%. So why this significant growth in margin? So obviously there is a strong contribution from international business side, and we see very strong order execution also happening in Q1. Again, some of these are part of our order book. So we executed close to 30 CR from our order book this quarter Q1. So we used to have 600 CR worth of order book. Out of that, 221 CR was already executed till Q4. Another 30 CR was executed in Q1. So out of 44 CR revenue, 30 CR was a part of ARR. Now we added 60 CR more as a part of booking, which takes our order book to 660 CR. So this so total of close to 410 CR still remains to be executed. So this shows that our execution is also going strong, and also our new order booking is also going strong, primarily contributed by international market, which we are expecting. Now there is a strong contribution expected from AI infrastructure vertical, which is just shaping up. So I have no issues in terms of sharing that. Yes, this vertical is yet to contribute, but once this vertical start clicking, which will be probably within a quarter, it will have a very strong contribution on the revenue side and to a great addition on profitability side as well. If you go to next slide, Dinesh. So this I already talked about. So 50% year-on-year growth on revenue side, EBITDA 82% growth. And so I've already shared this, and PAT is also having 104% growth on year-on-year same quarter. Next slide, Dinesh. So in terms of revenue bifurcation, like I mentioned, so a good part of revenue has come from export, which is close to 27.2%. Again, BPO, IT, ITS remains one of the significant contributors. So collectively, it is contributing more than 70% of our revenue. In terms of global reach, if you see, UK and US has contributed significantly. Again, two of the customers who are based out of UK, one customer I will disclose it in next call, because yes, it has some deals has happened, but we typically disclose this at the end of the month. So and the second is Diligenta, which is again a part of this portfolio. They have contributed significantly. US and Singapore are the other largest contributor from in terms of global geographies. And in terms of our solutions, obviously the license has been the biggest contributor, because that is how our business model work. But there is a good contribution on services side also. So close to 30% from maintenance and implementation and consulting is coming, which is again helping us in terms of bettering our profitability. Okay, so in terms of award and recognition, we shared this in our last meeting also. But what is a new addition is we have earned our platinum status with Mitel also. So far we were a gold partner, but now we are a platinum partner for Mitel. So which shows that the way we are scaling business with them. And the plan is how we can do more within this year and take it this portfolio to international market also. So we are talking to some opportunities in Malaysia for Mitel, and also in Singapore region. Some of the existing customers, some banks are also giving us some opportunities in Singapore, Bahrain, and Dubai, which is adding a dollar value to our revenue as well as profitability. So we continue to scale in APAC market while we are eyeing for US market primarily. But this is how we are being recognized by our partners also. I think with this, we conclude our presentation, and we would like to, FinPortal team, over to you. We would like to open this to the forum for Q&A.
Thank you to the management team for sharing their insights on such detailed business update. We will now open the floor for the Q&A session. Participants who wish to ask a question are requested to please use the raise hand feature. We'll take the first question from Mr. Miten Shah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, Miten.
Yeah, thanks for giving the opportunity and congratulations on posting good set of numbers. I've gone through the company's presentation many times, and have also gone through during the IPO route process as such, even including now. If you can just explain me in brief, or whatever, how are we different from, the traditional IT services companies? The large cap or the mid cap or the small cap that is already either listed or unlisted. So if you can just briefly explain me there, how are we different from there and what are we doing differently from them in terms of product services?
Right, Miten. So see, Miten, so how we are different is we work in a very niche segment, which is called customer experience. Even our AI portfolio is limited and focused on customer experience vertical, which is primarily IT, ITES, and BPO. So but there are no competition in this vertical. If you talk about the large system integrators, companies like Wipro, they have Wipro BPO. Companies like TCS, they have BPO arm, and similarly with Accenture and probably Infosys also. Correct. So no BPO would like to work with these large global system integrator. So they want a partner like us. So that is our prime differentiation. Now the differentiation, another differentiation which we have created is in terms of our knowledge and expertise in the market and our core focus for last 10 years in this market. So if you see the leadership team also, Murli was a TCS veteran, wherein he worked in this vertical for almost 21 years, but he was primarily more on the BPO side, wherein he was managing the business. So again, they had only services engagement with customers. They did not have the kind of license and services engagement which we have with our customer. Gopi has worked more than 30 years in this domain, working with Servion, who was a similar kind of company. But now Gopi was our CTO, and now elevated as our Chief Operating Officer. So this is our biggest differentiation, Miten. So we are focused on this vertical. Now, obviously, like any other company who wants to scale, who is a listed and who wants to add on top line. We are diversifying. That is the reason we are adding our AI infrastructure vertical, which might be for other industries also. But our core focus with respect to AI as a service and CX as a service is going to be there.
Got it, got it. So in another way, if I were to ask the same question, what is it that this cannot be replicated or this cannot be offered by other companies as well? I mean, that is what is my major question actually.
Okay.
I mean, how? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I hope you understand. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so see, any business can be replicated by any other company, but this
Correct.
takes lot of time and lot of domain knowledge, and to build that kind of customer base. Now, if you understand, the biggest strength which we have is we work with all these BPO and IT, ITS, bank, etc., in their where their customer experience data is stored. We measure the interaction, we monitor the interaction, we record the interaction, we analyze the interaction, and we give output on basis of this. So like you know, for every company, the most for every business, the most critical part is data. This is where we are. The second biggest aspect is when we talk about banks, so we work in their compliance part. Again, with the data, there's a lot of compliance associated, which is either from RBI government or for any international law like GDPR, etc. So building that kind of integration or confidence with a customer will take a lot of time. Now, building that kind of integration and partnership with a OEM will also takes a lot of time. The companies which we have worked is primarily global companies, and we have that background wherein we have been working with them for last 20 years, whether in Exato or in our previous avatar. So this is not so easy. The entry barrier is not so easy, and again, as I mentioned about, five people can gather and go to a customer and get $1 million deal. This is absolutely not easy, because customer will not rely on you. And we talk about all these AI as a service, etc., but customer will not let you touch the data unless you are binded with a long-term contract, which we have. So we have more than 20 plus customers wherein we have 3 to 5 years of contract. That again gives us a differentiation, Miten.
Understood. Understood. So, what I understood is there are no comparable peers. Is that the correct understanding, whether it be listed or unlisted?
No, so I would not say that. There are
Yeah,
companies in US like T-Tech Digital who are there. There could be some smaller partners in probably in US, but there is no significant player in this domain. How this happens is typically customers work with big four like KPMG, ENY, etc.,
correct,
wherein they want to have their own consulting arm, and they want to decide on the technology directly from OEM. So this is
correct.
where we contribute. We bring the consulting and technology together. So what customer does is that they want to buy technology directly from OEM and consulting from Big Four. Now we club consulting and product together, and we take it to customer. This is the reason we are more valued. So if you say there are no peers, there are, but not everyone is doing the overall thing. We are the ones, we are the very few selected ones globally who's doing the overall thing in terms of consulting, services, implementation, also offering the product, cloud licenses as a service.
Understood. So it is precisely the bundled offering that we are able to provide that probably differentiates us. That is what now if I were to understand it correctly. Am I right?
You are right. And I would like to add, Mithane, here, not
Yeah,
only this, but working with all these BPO, KPOs, this healthcare customer, we have built our own custom models. Like if
got
I
it.
want to acquire a new healthcare customer, so do I need to take 3 months of time in terms of understanding his pain point? No. I will be ready in a week or 2 weeks, because I have those understanding. We have built those models. They just need to work with our consulting team, our business analyst, and we can figure out that what kind of solution they want to customize. And this is the reason our OEMs are also preferring us, and that is one of the reasons we have created this niche. So, like I keep mentioning about, in probably another quarter call, I will be able to announce some of the strategic deals which we are doing internationally, because right now this is in process, so I cannot talk about it. But one of the reason why you will be knowing about these deals is the models, the niche which we have built in these verticals. No one has. Even the biggies also don't have.
Understood. So, we saw good traction in numbers. So, do we have any forecast on FY27 or, on sort of FY27 guidance sort of a thing?
So I mentioned this in my previous discussion. Industry is going at a CAGR of around 18-20%. We expect that we will grow much higher. Our expectation is we will grow at the rate revenue will be at least 60-70% or even more than that, and profitability will also be growing more than 70-80%. That's what our expectation is. The way we are seeing the traction.
So, any uptick in the margins expected from
Yes.
here onward?
Yes. Both uptake in margin as well as revenue is expected, and the reason is, like I mentioned, we are doing more deals in the international region, primarily in US market. So the leadership team is being there. We are adding more people. We are also relying on some global technologies players to partner with. We are also working with services companies, how we can create that service delivery model wherein we can pick deals in US and service it from India. So a lot of this is going to add to bottom line. And as we are establishing and diversifying this AI infrastructure vertical, so this is going to give us a top line. So net, and we are talking about the complete AI stack. We are not only talking about infrastructure, but we are also talking about orchestration layer. We are also talking about how to manage the data, give the better output, etc. So there is going to be a lot of consulting work also. So all this is going to add both on top line and bottom line side. So primarily bottom line will heavily come from international market, and top line will also get added from international market, but a good top line is expected from India market as well.
Understood. I have more queries, but I will stop for a while and give other participants also opportunity. Thank you very much, and I'm standing in queue. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Viten. Appreciate.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll move on to the next question from Mr. Bharat Reddy.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, Bharat, we can hear you.
Sure. Sir, I would like to touch upon few things from the last conference call. So you had guided to add 300 to 400 customers in 2-3 years, right? And in the last call, I think the client count was 150. So where do you see it as on date and at the end of FY27?
Okay, so Bharat, if you recollect that the way I mentioned that we are expected to add 300 to 500 customers in next 2-3 years is both organic and inorganic. So there are plans which I would again like to share in subsequent call, because this is in discussion. So and I also mentioned that a lot of our addition will also come from our own IP, which we are taking this to market, because like we target this mass market, there is going to be significant addition. So both this is in work in progress. Most likely in the next quarterly call, in a quarter, we should be able to make significant progress. So I can share more details about it. In terms of our 150 plus customers, so you can understand that in this particular quarter, we have added some 4 or 5 large customers, and again some more addition on smaller customer side, which we will keep as it is. But we are on track, as I mentioned, with this growth plan, international expansion. Now diversifying to AI infrastructure will give us a play with every single customer. We are looking at startups also who want to have their 2-3 servers. We can create a data center and then give us services to them. So all this is a strategy in work in play, which again would like to share more in detail.
Sure, sir. Sir, can you just talk about how big the inorganic acquisition could be in 1 or 2 lines? I don't want to get into more details, but just on a higher level.
I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to discuss on that. But Bharat, let me tell you one thing. So right now we are in 4 verticals, wherein we say that CX and AI as a service. The second vertical is UC and infrastructure. The third vertical is our Exato IQ. And the fourth vertical is our ERP. Now we will create 5 verticals in subsequent quarters. Again, one will be AI infrastructure. The second will be application as a service, wherein probably our acquisition or our cloud ERP and some of the applications will be integrated. The third vertical is again AI as a service, CX as a service. The fourth vertical is managed services, and the fifth vertical is product. So you can understand that the acquisitions which we are eyeing could be addition to these, creating this another 1 or 2 verticals.
Sure, sir. So next question is on the IP revenue. So you said this would start from Q3 FY27, right? So I would like to understand if there is any progress on this, and is the plan on, for the contribution from Q3?
So, Bharat, our Q3, so we would like to share something by this month end as we give notification to exchange for our order closure. But we are expecting some revenue to start from this month, next month itself. So we are eyeing some deals. So we are expecting some revenue to start from, like I mentioned, from this. We are eyeing. We are on verge of closing, signing agreement, and closing 2 deals. So we will start much earlier than what we committed.
So this IP revenue would come from new clients or from the existing clients?
New clients, both are new clients. And just to answer you, so there will be a lot of customer additions from this IP revenue. So we are eyeing from new clients, 2 new customers for this IP revenue.
Sure. And the margins are going to be in the range of 40 to 50%. Is that right for this
Absolutely.
IP?
Absolutely. 40
Sure.
to 50%.
Sure. Sir, one last question before I join the queue again. So in the last conference call, the ARR was 118 CR, right? So where do you see that as on date and at the end of FY27?
Okay, so this ARR has increased by another 20 CR with this 60 CR of new addition. So 118%. You can understand that this ARR has increased to 140. And see, end of FY27, our idea is to between 180 to 200 CR. Because the more international deal, the more increase in ARR. So 140, we are perhaps there. I don't have exact count of numbers since you asked. I'm just calculating with this deal. But 180 to 200 CR ARR we are expecting to close. In fact, it could be more than that also by FY27.
Sure. So one last question about this UK expansion. Did we grew more than expected in UK in this quarter?
Yes. So we have closed some agentic AI deals and some services deals, and there is more to come. That is the reason that has contributed significantly in our revenue and profitability.
Okay. Do you think that would continue for the rest of the year as well, or is it a one-off?
This will continue for the rest of the year. In fact, we are not looking UK as only as the reason. We are Europe also, but consolidating, we are looking at the entire international market. So if you see, the revenue has come from Singapore also, revenue has come from UK also, US has also contributed. We see a bigger contribution from US and UK both in coming quarters.
Sure, sir. Thank you. I will join back the queue.
Sure, Bharat. Pin portal team.
Yeah, Siddhi, who's next?
Sir, we'll take the next question from Venkata Padala.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Venkata.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I would like to know this commercial terms of this HPE partnership, which we have, signed or, recently. Okay. And then any order wins, on the same.
Okay, so see, commercial terms is very clear. So we will own the customer. We will have our own consulting services, etc. Product will come from HPE partnership. And like I mentioned, that this partnership is just 2 months old. In fact, less than that. So we have started taking this portfolio to our customer. Although it is not that we were not there, we were doing this in bits and pieces, but now we are structured this in a proper way. Murli, would you like to add here?
Yes. So as Apur mentioned, and we also mentioned, it's very important for us to give a single envelope, solution to our customers. For example, we used to provide secure communications for trading flows of banks. And this secure communication solution is encapsulated along with the infrastructure and the networking and the security and observability. So it's a single envelope business in a box solution. Therefore, that is the idea of forging this partnership with HP so that we will be able to replicate a single envelope solutions not only of the business layer but also the infrastructure layer. So that is what the intent of the partnership is. So we have delivered this before, and we
Okay.
are actually going ahead, in a more scalable model and with due investments and relationships and GTMs. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. Another question related to the same. Okay. I just want to know how significant, this partnership. Okay. I mean, the HP might be having, what I call, partnered with, many firms, in India, right? Okay. I mean, approximately how many companies, they might have partnered, in India?
See, don't see this as a HP reseller partner. Rather, you see that we are pushing, building around enterprise AI stack, which is combining infrastructure, software, AI, and services. If you have followed our post also, so we have very clearly said that we will work on 4 areas, which is private AI, future network as a service, stack future full stack observability, and a secure AI ready infrastructure. So it is not only we are talking about selling our infrastructure, rather we are creating the entire layer wherein Exato enterprise integration with AI, CX, and services capability along with the embedded hardware. This is how we are thinking, because we don't want to be a typical HP reseller, and that is one of the reason, despite having so many partners, they think that this partner will have a difference. Now, the biggest part which I want to bring it to here is we have 150 plus customers. I have 20 such contracts with large customers wherein I have 5 plus years, 3 to 5 years of contract, right? Now, all these places will have a play when we are talking to these customers. And we are also talking about the appliance model, which is a favorite model of Murli. Murli can add further on this, wherein how we can add our own SLM and LLM and take it embedded with HP. Murli, why don't you talk about this rather than me taking
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So as Apur said, one of the differentiator for us is we are a digital native partner for HP, right? So that is a big difference, and they also consider that as a very special contribution from our side, and that is where we are bringing in the digital native solutions and AI first solutions. If you look at it today, many customers are spending a lot of investments on frontier models with high token costs, as such, and so on and so forth. Therefore, we are bringing them, predictable cost of sustainable inferencing, where they can bring in their, quantized models and with low inferencing costs. And most importantly, we are providing them a GPU which they can virtualize and slice and dice as per their requirement. And though this makes it very, very affordable for the customer and makes it also sovereign in terms of security. So this is the value add we bring in. As Apurv also said, we don't just bring in the infrastructure layer, we bring in the soup to nuts, right? Full stack.
Okay.
And that is what is the differentiator. And they are very excited to partner with us, and we are also very excited. Our customers also are very excited to see these opportunities.
So by the way, this is, a recurring revenue, or, do we see as a recurring revenue from these contracts? Okay. Or, it's a one-time,
No,
revenue.
so there will be major one-time revenue, and there will be partial recurring revenue. So
Yeah.
so the recurring revenue could be in the part of maintenance, or if we add more and more services, manpower in terms of managing the entire stack. But if the AI stack is also going, so there will be a partial recurring revenue. So you can understand that probably 60-70% would be one-time revenue, but there would be 30-40% of recurring revenue as well.
Correct.
Okay. Great to hear. Okay. Sir, I mean, I'm a little bit confused, what do you call, in your core offering business units, right? Okay. See, AI as a service is missed. Okay. I mean, is it, clubbed with, CX as a service and unified communication, or how is it like that? I mean, if you, in your presentation, AI as a service, is missed from
No,
your core
no, no,
business
no,
unit.
no. Okay. So let me tell you. So for us, AI is a subset of CX. Customer experience is the vertical wherein we are taking AI as a service. That's one part. AI
Okay.
infrastructure vertical, again, AI is a subset of that vertical. ERP application, because AI is everywhere. So either you put AI on top and then segment it, then that will be really confusing, because what each vertical wants will not be clear. Rather, put the vertical on top, which is CX, like a BPO. it will have a very different expectation of what AI can do. Again, we talk about AI infrastructure, data center, what AI can do. There will be a very different requirement or demand from customer. Similarly, okay, so let me give you another perspective. So we are talking from an ERP perspective. There is a company, again, we are eyeing, we talked about inorganic growth also. Now, there is a requirement in industry that some large ERP companies, what they are facing is they are seeing that a lot of their infrastructure has gone obsolete. So that this infrastructure has to be supplied, but is this well integrated with their new AI stack, AI enabled ERP? That is not there. That is a player like Exato can play a role. But again, like I mentioned, that there are a few discussions in progress. So this is what the differentiation is. AI is everywhere, but we are putting this as a subset of a vertical. That's how we see.
Okay, okay, thanks, sir. And my next question is, vertical, how much split, among these divisions we can see, going ahead, okay, like, 3 to 4 years down the line. Yeah,
Okay, so
the revenue split. Yeah.
revenue split, so the biggest contributor would be CX and AI as a service, or CX vertical, you can name it. The second biggest, or could be parallel contribution, will come from this AI infrastructure. And our acquisition, which we are targeting, if that happens, then that will be the third largest contributor. This is in, yeah.
So approximately 30-30. I mean, we can say, or 25,
See, our
Can you give me?
focus is going to be CX. That is what is
Okay.
creating a differentiation for us. But at the same time, we want to latch on this growing AI demand. A lot of data center GCCs are being established, so we don't want to miss that. If we get an entry through this AI infrastructure vertical, we can do a lot with other offerings also. That's what our play is. And again, being as a listed company for us, the top line and bottom line is both important. So while services, consulting, licenses can give us international presence, can give us more a better profitability, but AI infrastructure can give us the top line which we want. That's how we are looking at.
Okay. So, I mean, this is my last question. Okay. I mean, what is your long-term, vision, I mean, for 29-30, how much sales, you're looking at it?
So I think, again, I've already mentioned about our growth plans. So if you look at that, so we are eyeing for a huge growth in the coming years. We see that the reason you see the leadership team, like I talked about Murli. I'm not sure how much you are aware about his background. So he built this CX and infrastructure business in TCS from scratch, which was from two people, Murli and Paresh Shet. And now they grew to 2.5 lakh people, and the business was 2.5 million. Murli, I'm taking the liberty to talk about what kind of leadership credentials we have. Gopi has built the CX business again for only two companies. Now the second company is us. Now, Naveen also has been in this vertical, and with Dinesh, we are establishing this global business development team. There are more heroes in the team which are not on this call, so they are contributing. They are doing whatever best can happen. So, if you see, in a way, we see a great opportunity. We see a right team in picture. We see people taking plunge in terms of sitting in international geographies and doing a lot of stuff which will help us. We see customers also responding. The 60 CR audition in order book which you see has come from international market. The profitability which you see has come from international market. So customer also responding. So we see that there is definitely a good opportunity in the market which we really want to capitalize on.
Okay, thanks, sir. I'll join the queue. Okay, thanks for answering.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll take the next question from Vilroy.
Sorry, I'm not able to hear if anyone says anything.
Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
So tell me, how will be the mergers and acquisition should be paid to the cash, or will do some fundraise?
So it will depend on what the other party wants, but it could be a mix of that. It could be probably it could be a mix of that. That is what we are expecting. What if you ask me my personal thing? Again, this will depend on board also. But if you ask me my personal choice, I definitely want a skin in the game. So want certain part of equity to be holded by the company which we are trying to merge, and it will be in staggered term because they have to give the results. That is how it is. This is what the initial thought process is. Again, there are experts in the market. So one of the big four is involved in the activity, which I mentioned that we will announce at the right time.
Okay. Sir, can you tell me what is the works force of the company at present in terms of thousands? More than 1,000?
See, the way I am looking at is rather than commenting specific about this, because again, I cannot comment too much on the ongoing things being a listed company. But how we see is the company which we want to acquire should have something which we want to build and may take us some couple of years to build. So we want a geographical presence which we don't have. So like it should have a presence in APAC market or probably UK or Middle East or US. This should be in a business which we want to grow. So could be a application company, could be a ERP company, could be a product company. So this is how we have identified and the discussion is on.
So, and which is the lowest margin business for us in a company portfolio?
See, lowest margin, I would not say. Obviously, AI infrastructure will have relatively lesser margin, and India market is not that great in terms of margin, but it will open other avenues for us. So for me, business as total is what I'm looking at. We are not bifurcated our LOBs. It is one Exato and one team. This is how we are looking at. One LOB can open door, and another LOB can capture the meat. That is how we are looking at. But yes, AI infrastructure will have relatively lesser margin. AI as a service and CX as a service will have the better margins.
Okay, so will you try to reduce the low margins in the long run?
See, like I mentioned, my ambition is not to look at margin or revenue from one vertical perspective. My ambition is to have 500 customers. My ambition is to look at what overall pie I'm getting from a customer. So my ambition is to also look at a complete solution provider. Ambition is to look at managed services provider. And we have been successful with two large customers very recently in last 3-4 months in terms of doing that. So the getting rid of one business is not easy to comment as of now. We'll see how this entire AI boom is going to shape up in next 3-4 years. We'll decide what is working, what is not working. That is definitely a call which can be taken at the right time. But right now, what I see is how I can lead 500 customers, and we can be a trusted partner for these 500 customers. And that is the reason we are diversifying from 4 verticals to 5 verticals.
Can I just add
Sir,
on
last
to
time.
it? Just one point I just want to add, Wilroy. So our objective is to acquire more and more customers through the unique offerings that we are creating. Now, our core objective in an overall sense is to drive managed services across the portfolio what we run. Right. So whether it's a low margin or high margin, will value based on the size of the deal what we come in. But the value drives as we do managed services by adding more cross-sell, upsell things, which will be easy, right? Once you enter a customer, land and expand is the strategy everyone follows. But we being in the CX space, and we are only niche in this space only. Our consulting-led opportunity, our way we identify the use cases to resolve for the customer, the way AI infrastructure we identify for the end customer varies from what customer thinks today. I mean, that's the differentiation that we are going to drive. I hope that makes sense for you.
Sir, my last question. Last time I said 500 crores. Sir, can we hit 1,000 crores in next 3 years?
See, Louis, I want to do it earlier than that. That's a wish list, obviously. But a lot of things will depend how things are shaping up. What I would like to assure you is we are a sales engine. We are quite aggressive in our approach. and we want to move very fast. We want to latch on the opportunities. We know that at least 3 years, this boom is going to be there. What will happen next is something we all need to understand. And what base I want to build is having a 400, 500 customer base. Because if you are, see, this is one of our strength. People say that you have focused CX business or no. I say that no, I have 150 class customers. Then I have a direct connect. And tomorrow I can move to any competition or OEM, or I can move to any other player, and my customer will rely on me because I am serving them. I always say that we are a services company with a consulting heavy layer. We to keep talking about something like McKinsey at the front and TCS at the back end, wearing a consulting and understanding what customer wants, then providing the right kind of solution offering, and that the kind of services factory TCS has created, what we can do. That is what we plan to do that. And obviously, we are moving from that perspective. We are fast tracked from that perspective. And numbers, you see, the growth in revenue and growth in profitability is a testimony of that.
Okay, so thank you for your time, Sarah. Hopefully meet you in person one day.
Most welcome, Luis.
We'll take the next question from Suryansh Raval.
Yes, Suhaj.
Yeah, my question is on AI infrastructure. That how this AI infrastructure will help the other service or like value added in existing customer also. Just give us light on this AI infrastructure. Also, I would like to understand about the transition from the point service to the managed service.
Okay, so let me answer like this. We see enterprise AI as a stack, not a standalone. At the bottom is compute and infrastructure. Above are the cloud, security, observability, and data. Then comes AI models, then come orchestration, then comes application, then finally comes business outcome. So we are talking to customer on these lines. We are a digital native firm. That is how we are progressing. That is one of the reason a big company like HP has partnered with us in less than a month. So they see a significant differentiation what we bring to the table. And what we have also experienced is the customers where we have multi-million dollar contract. So they are also wanting in some or other way that not only we being as a software service provider, but whether can we manage this as a whole in terms of managed services. We coin this as a TOS, total outsourcing deal, wherein they can give us entire technology stack, whether it's software or hardware, and allow us to manage it. And obviously, a mix of teams, some team from their side, a bigger team from our side, working with them in terms of giving the desired output. So this is how we see the business adding up. Murli, anything you want to add?
Correct. As Apu rightly said, we need to look at it as a full stack. As I said before, this is a single envelope, solution, which includes the AI infrastructure, it includes the application, and most importantly, as Apu said, we promise the outcome for the customer. The new model of a digital native is platform plus outcome, right? So that is the differentiator which we bring in. And therefore, it is not to be looked at individual stacks, but rather the full stack model. That is how we are trying to bring the value.
Got it. Got it. My next question would be on like the new addition of the leadership. So just can you give me a brief about new leadership which is joining, I think, in Q1.
So Murli, I would request you to talk about yourself, your journey, just give a glimpse to everyone, and then also the AI infrastructure leadership which has been added.
Yeah. So quickly about myself, I've been working with TCS in the last 22 years. I was responsible for setup and startup of the infrastructure. I was a part of the core team which set up and started the infrastructure practice along with the CX practice, both of them. And I was also the CTO for the business process unit, which was taking care of things like F&A, supply chain, HRO, and things like that. So I handled the portfolio, included infrastructure across the regions globally, across all verticals globally. So that is about me. So I've joined Exato as a Chief AI Officer. And also we brought in Paresh, who is also a part of the key leadership in EDS and in TCS. He also comes with more than 30 years of experience. He's joined as a board advisor with many connects with customers as well as delivery capabilities and partnerships and creating scale. We also brought in Kailash, who was recently with Teleperformance handling their infrastructure, whole technology portfolio. Prior to that, he was with TCS and other India GSIs leading the infrastructure areas. And we also brought in Alok from CX from NICE. So this is some of the as Apur said, there are many more heroes. These are some of the few people I would like to mention. See, the reason we brought these people on board is when the vision is there to grow, a multiple fold, it is very important to build a strong foundation to build the scale. So scale is something which is very, very critical. And what is needed in the market today, is actually the new digital native, which brings in a lot of agility, bringing in scale, bringing in delivery rigor, bringing in delivery certainty, and across verticals, domain knowledge. So all of these have to fire together to bring in the scale. So that is the reason why we have invested in these leadership, which creating a very, very strong foundation for our growth. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, sir. And highlight about the AI infrastructure, that what exactly it is and
Pardon, sir? I didn't get your question.
I understand about the leadership. My next question would be on like AI infrastructure, that what exactly the AI infrastructure help us, and is it also helpful for uh, existing workflow and all,
Yeah.
or it just provide a service to the customer?
Very, very good question. So if you look to answer that question, if you look at traditionally, if you look at any workload in an enterprise, it is all these traditional workloads such as ERPs, such as applications, web servers, accounting system. All of this runs on sequential processing applications. Everything is sequential processing, and many of this sequential processing is done by CPUs. Central process unit. That is how the 100% of the IT landscape in a traditional company with only with CPUs. Now, what has changed with AI workloads coming into picture is people are doing a lot of AI workloads also. What is in AI? You need parallel processing and you need GPUs, and GPUs don't work along with CPUs in a seamless manner, right? So that is the change which happened. On one side, you find every customer is doing piloting AI applications. They are looking at AI, processing. They're using Claude. They're using frontier models. They're using their own models. So how to bring in the GPU, which works along with the CPU, and where can we use GPU? GPUs are used mainly for the learning, and CPUs are used for inferencing. So many of the customers need a lot of advice and consulting and solutioning on where to use what. So that is what it is. And it is not done in isolation. Along with the applications, along with the business, we need to bring in all of this as a full stack. So that is the concept of where the AI infrastructure is now fitting into the customer landscape. Lastly, another important thing which is coming up because of the geopolitical situation, that many of the organizations want to have sovereignty on their AI, which means that they don't want to just put it on a public system which is available globally and any regulation can happen. So that is another reason why many of the companies are looking at their customer data, CX customer data, or even their P&L data. All of this data, they're looking at it to be done in a secure manner, in a sovereign way. So that's why the AI infrastructure has now come in as a part of the every enterprise. And that's where this situation occurs, where the customer needs a lot of consulting and full stack implementation, understanding of this. And that's where our solutions of private AI, LLM in a box, CCaaS in a box, secure communication in a box, all of this makes sense, because end of the day, customer don't want to handle all these complexities. They want to give a single envelope to a partner who promises the outcome, right? So we are simplifying it for them and transforming them into the new age. That is the thought process.
Okay, understand exactly what happened. Okay, thank you very much. That's all from my side.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much, sir. So we have questions, a few questions in the Q&A tab. I'll just read out the questions. The first question is, to reach the 500 crore revenue ambition on a service-led rather than a license-led mix, what headcount and what employee cost as a percentage of revenue are you underwriting?
See, okay, so we are not saying it is only service led. It will be obviously a license led also. We just wanted to clarify on this. This will be heavily services because that is what it will help us to increase profitability. But our model of working with global OEMs and riding along with them and acquiring customer, we are going to rely on that model for next 2-3 years, because that way it's a joint brand positioning which will help us to get closer to customer and close deals also. Now, in terms of headcount, I mentioned, so obviously, we have optimized. Employee cost has also come down with respect to the previous quarters, and this is further going to be optimized. Murli has taken a charter wherein he is implementing AI internally, some of the tools, and we are going to enable our finance, HR operations, and in fact, to some extent, greater extent, the sales department also, that how few of the tools can help us to do the work which used to be done manually. So there will be going, and the same is going to be done in the delivery department also. So all these things, we will increase our head count very cautiously. Having said that, while we are also looking for acquisition, there will be addition of headcount. But like I mentioned, it will depend on the quarter basis and the project basis how we are eyeing. So that's what it is. So it is not that we are not eyeing license revenue. We will definitely eye license product revenue always. Because like I mentioned, we want to ride along with OEM and acquire customers. But it will be heavily services.
Okay, sir. The next question is, the order book is now rupees 660 crores plus. At 31st March 2026, it was 600 crores, of which 221 crores was already delivered and 379 CR was in hand. Is the 660 crore figure on the same cumulative basis, and what is the executable balance today? What is the expected billing over FY27, 28, and 29?
So I explained this in the start of my discussion. So we executed another 30 CR worth of order in Q1, which is taking our total execution to 251 CR. And similarly, the total value of unexecuted mine has gone to 410 CR, something of that sort. Anything else, Siddhi, if I missed?
No, sir, that's it. It answered the question. Thank you so much for the engaging session. I would now invite you, sir, to share your closing remarks.
I think there were more questions. Some people wanted to come in the queue. Do we have time for this?
Sir, the questions in Q&A tab has already been covered. Miten Shah has follow-up questions. I'll just allow him to talk once.
Sure, Miten and anyone, if you want to ask, we are there.
So thank you for giving opportunity again, and I really appreciate for asking. So like this 660 crores order book, which is indicated in the presentation. I mean, what is the uptick, in this figure with respect to same time last year?
Okay, so since last year, we have added 150 CR. That's again a rough idea which I'm saying. It would be between 150 to 180 CR since last year.
Okay, got it. And is it possible to tell us the contribution in top line or revenue from top 5 clients as such?
So top 5 clients would be contributing close to 60% of revenue.
Oh, okay. So any thoughts on that, to diversify such large chunk of contribution from top 5 clients?
So Miten, let's understand all this is non-cancelable contract, and we work with customer in their data as well as in compliance domain. So the reason of mentioning this order book was all these are non-cancelable. So be rest assured. And like I mentioned, it is not easy for a customer also to reply. I should not say this very honestly. We really value our partnership with customer, but all these are renewable contracts. We have experienced this. We have done this. There is a lot of incremental orders coming. That is how you see a lot of orders coming from UK, which is primarily from our customer Delegata. There is more in pipeline. So there is, you don't see as a risk. Rather, we see that we are much in depth in hand with our customer, which is giving us a stickiness. So that is how we see. Having said that, if you ask me how to mitigate this, which we don't see as a risk, that is the reason we are building other verticals like this AI infrastructure.
Got it.
And again, that is the reason we are also looking for inorganic growth for some acquisitions, which will be in other domain. So this is all to mitigate so-called risk, but we don't see any risk with our top 20, 30 customers when we have long-term contracts.
Understood. So in just continuing to what we are discussing now, so is it possible to understand what is the client retention rate as such in terms of percentage?
97, 98%. We have not seen any client deflecting from us in last 5-6 years. While we have seen that their business has slowed down because of their own IT budget, but we have not seen any client deflecting from us. I'm going to a competition that we have not experienced. Personal, if you ask me very honestly, and Gopi might also remember, we have not seen any client deflecting from us.
Got it. Now, since, in the very first thing, we were discussing about the kind of product and offerings that we are serving customers, which is quite unique, almost no comparable peer, maybe listed in India or very small comparable peer, as you said. Is it possible to gauge the TAM of this market? I mean, especially the CX as a service, since that happens to be the core offering?
By 2030, this will be 30 billion market altogether, wherein there will be OEMs, there will be consulting service provider, etc. If you ask me, total TAM for Exato, it would be around 500-600 million.
As of now or by FY30?
No, as of now, it is for 500-600 million. It is expected to grow by 18 to 20% CAGR.
Oh, that's fantastic. So as you just said, we're trying to do acquisition in another vertical. So is it one of the 5 verticals that we're serving, or is it a totally new vertical that we're looking out for?
No, we will not look for more verticals, Miten. We will want to strengthen existing verticals also. Only, and the verticals which we are talking about, the acquisition or the whatever inorganic growth we are thinking of is for the existing vertical only.
Got it. And the last question, we have been talking about this acquisition. Probably what I understood is probably it will be somewhere out of in the region where we are not operating, we're not have a dominant presence basically. Conversely, has the company been approached for acquisitions, being a niche player by any large, tech player or consulting player as such?
Yes, they were approached by Accenture last to last year, but somehow for some reason didn't happen. And now we are getting a due diligence done from one of the big fours.
Understood. So that's it. I mean, really appreciate for being so candid and so transparent. However, I mean, actually, frankly speaking, I still fail to understand the core offering. I don't know if there will be a very simple, in a layman's language, the CX as a service, so-called, what exactly is the input and output and how do we, I'm so sorry to repeat it again, but if you can just highlight
Give me 30 seconds, I will brief you. So basically,
please.
All this CX as a service started long back when we, in fact, this was always there. Whenever there was a product or services, the customer experience was there, but it was not a prime thing because that time the technology was not so advanced and people were not so careful about the customer leaving this thing. They were not having this kind of analysis that acquiring a new customer cost more than 70% rather than retaining a customer. So when they started started realizing, and there's a thought that there could be a possible model of outsourcing this to a low cost base like India or Philippines. This entire BPO outsourcing model started some 25 to 20, 25, 30 years back. So we see a large hub in India, Philippines, and some part of APAC countries, where in US, UK, and part of larger regions, they started outsourcing this. Now, what has happened is there used to be a lot of international BPOs, and most of them are our customer. Wherein through these BPOs, we are serving the banks, and we are serving telcos, and all the other verticals, consumer, all the verticals. Now we also had some customers, especially in BFSI, who would have their own captive BPO. So this is about the market. Now, what exactly as a service is required? So when you call a bank, in this example, so you will hear that this call will be recorded for quality and training purpose. So suppose Mithane has called a particular bank. So Mithane call is recorded. Now, next time when you are calling a bank, or even if for this time also, they will understand that what is the reason why you are calling, and depending on your profile, they will further create an internal profile that whether you are a customer on risk, whether you need to be addressed with a premium quality agent, whether you just need to be responded with a basic query, depending on what kind of relationship and what kind of association with you have with bank. So it all started with recording. Then once the bank had a recording, the next step was to analyze that recording, that okay, this is the reason Mithane has called. So it went to quality team would have understood. So we started first by recording, wherein the recording software was provided by us. Then quality analysis through a quality tool was done by us. Then came speech analytics, where when you are calling, not only in terms of what you are speaking, but also in terms of your tone. The customer was gazing, okay, this is what this Mithane is angry because his tone was angry, or he was using some words like your services is not up to mark, or I am frustrated or something. So with this speech analytics and all analytics started. Now, when there was a time wherein lot of these calls would have happened, typically in a festival time. So how workforce should be managed? That is the reason another tool which was created was called workforce management. And then finally came an integrated tool which was complete contact center software. So all these in subsequent years was provided by us for global companies, and that is how they became big in the region. We became big in the region, and that is how we acquired so many customers. Now, what has changed in last 1.5 years is, and this is where we are also banking on, is the agentic AI play. So some of our bigger partners have done billion-dollar acquisitions, and now they are eyeing agentic AI, which also has significant amount of services, and that is one of the reasons Exato is also well placed to take up to the to market. Now, I will give you some more significance. There are larger deals which is happening in international region, and they are looking at a partner like us who can service this. I cannot name it. I keep talking about in the call. We'll name it in some subsequent calls. But all these large BPO, IT, ITS, they do not have a partner like us who can service this in a global hybrid model and 24/7. I do, and say this domain is not it's a very niche domain. Although this is widespread, but a very niche domain. Wipro used to have this practice. I was in Wipro when I was leading this practice, but then Wipro killed this practice. Now they have a Wipro BPO. So Wipro will not, a BPO company will not go to Wipro because they have already have a conflict. Same is with Infosys, same is with Accenture, same is with TCS. Now the play remains with us. So this is what customer experience is, Mithane. Now understand, they have large amount of recording data. They have analytics on top of it. They have the complete customer journey mapping. Now comes AI. AI says that whatever you are taking for 2 months to process, I will process this in 20 minutes. I will process. So this is where again our role comes, wherein we take those AI solutions, work with, because we are already there with customer in that complete customer journey. We understand this journey along with customer, hand in hand. Okay, this is what is happening. Our delivery team, our technical team, our CTO, our CEO, everyone is involved with customer in terms of customizing this as per their end. And like I keep talking about, we have created some models models. So basis that model, we understand that what exact output customer wants. So this is what, when we talk about customer experience, this is what we do with our customer. We give them relevant output. Now, suppose we have understood that you are a HNI customer, you have this much of bank deposit. What more can be offered to you? What more? So that is the reason you get a mutual fund call or an insurance call. So don't blame us, but yes, we are the people behind this, because our idea is not to be a cost center, but to also be a profit center for our customers. So this is the reason this industry is bound to grow. There are obviously with AI, the entire landscape has changed, and like some of the verticals, especially BFSI, healthcare, we see a lot of scaling happening in these verticals, wherein we can have a significant play. We already have two large healthcare customer. Both are US based customer. One is a listed company, another one is also a US based customer. Then we are also eyeing some more healthcare customer. So see, experience matters for everyone, and in today's time we don't have time. Like if you want me to stay on hold for 5 minutes, I will not disconnect the call. I don't care. No, rather I would like to switch it to another service provider. So can that particular bank want to afford it? If I'm a HNI customer, I will put all my deposit to the competition bank. So this is the kind of experience which we are managing with tools, and this is the kind of work which we are doing. So this is what, in nutshell, our offering is. Obviously, we are diversifying. We are going to CRM level. We are going to ERP level, because we want to have more and more stack with our customer, more and more stickiness. So that's what our business model is, Miten.
I mean, I really appreciate. I mean, I couldn't expect anything more than this for being so candid. But having understood this, because we've seen the advent of AI as such, what is it that simply just another company cannot implement by using AI to give this service? Because you can model it and you can fetch the output from. We know what AI can do. So that is what is my, the last query. I'm sorry to
customer will not trust you with their data, Miten, so easily. You look at what OpenAI founder and Anthropic, they always talk about AI security. In fact, that is going to be another big flip probably for us also. So AI, I have seen so many people who doesn't want to have the same chat GPT or on the same system. They will not. And all these, and if you see what happened with the new model which Anthropic launched, so immediately this was banned in US also. They will not trust you with the data. They cannot simply give all the data to an AI tool and ask them to process. So they need to give it to human. They need to give it to a partner who knows their ecosystem well. They need to give it to. So still, if you think that, and every company nowadays, what has happened is every company is bit skeptical about relying only on AI tools. So if you say that 5 people can go and take a higher subscription or create AI tool and conquer the market, this is not going to be easy. This is going to be very, very different. And that is the reason we are going to have a significant play within our customer base and probably in bigger base as well.
Understood. I mean, once again, I really appreciate, for taking out so much time and to explain in detail. And thanks a lot for once again for being so transparent and candid. I really appreciate it and wish you all the best.
Thanks, Miten.
Thank you so much. So we have also a follow-up question from Bharat Reddy.
Yeah, Bharat, please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Sir, can you talk about the margins on the unified communications and AI infrastructure?
So, Bharat, like I said, that in initial year of setup, so the margins is going to be relatively less, which we will. But this is a strategy wherein we want to expand our customer base and later enter land and expand, which Gopi talked about, which Murli talked about. So typically, where we see is starting with it should be in the range of, and Murli and Gopi, please correct me if I'm wrong, would be in the range of 10 to 12%. But this is as we land and expand, this is going to increase.
Okay. In FY27, what percentage of business could be from this one?
So FY27, we are expecting that close to 30% of contribution, 25 to 30% of contribution should come from this vertical.
Okay. And last question. So the guidance that you gave for FY27, I hope it is just organic. and whenever the inorganic acquisition happens, that would be on top of this. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Apur. That's all from my side.
Okay, thanks, Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. I guess, sir, all the questions have been answered. I would now like to invite you for the closing remarks.
No, so I think thank you so much for the audience. In fact, you are really great, and I would also like to thank my colleague Gopi and Murli for their support in terms of adding value to this thing. So, like I said, that we are quite aggressive in our approach. We see a good market, we see a good opportunity there, and we don't want to delay the things. So there are a lot of actions happening. This is what I want to assure our investors, that we are working on a lot of stuff. Few things are coming to visibility at the right moment, but yes, we are looking at both organic and inorganic growth. We are looking at companies. We are also our product GTM has started giving result, which we will be able to announce probably in next call. So that is also an important milestone. We have working on some strategic deals, which again we will be able to announce in subsequent calls. We are focusing heavily on international markets, especially US, and that is where we think that cream lies. So we expect that. AI infrastructure, we are quite gung-ho because we got an experienced team who has got customer connects. So that is again going to give us a diversification. Dinesh leading the BD team is giving us good result in terms of lead generation. So we are hoping that our marketing activity and lead generation will also add a lot of new customers. I think this was one of the query from one of you, that how you are going to add, obviously not only with inorganic, but also from our BD activities, now also from our product GTM. So I think in total, we see we are building Exato for the next phase. And as we enter in next phase of journey, our idea is to evolve Exato from a strong CX technology player to a broader services company with AI-led enterprise technology company with capabilities around AI, CX, infrastructure, cloud, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity not will touch, but yes, it comes as a stack, enterprise platform, managed services. I talked about diversifying from 4 to 5 verticals, which probably once we are successful with our plans, we will be able to showcase in subsequent calls how we are thinking, how we are restructuring. But what I would like to assure our investors is a lot of work is going on, and all of us are committed to create value for you people, for us, and for all the extended team. And with this, I would like to thank everyone from our side, from all of us, from Gopi, Murli, Dinesh, and all of us on an entire Exato team on this call. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Film Portal, I would like to express a sincere gratitude to the management team of Exato Technologies Ltd for taking the time to share the company's performance, strategic initiatives, and outlook, and for addressing the investors' question. We also thank all our participants for the active engagement and thoughtful questions throughout the session. If any of your queries remain unanswered due to time constraints, feel free to reach out to us at the email address shared in the chat. A recording of this call will be available in due course. Thank you once again for the participation. This concludes today's earning call. You may disconnect. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.